All right, what's up, everybody? Hope you're having a good week, staying safe out there in this crazy market period. Just want to look at a few things that we haven't looked at for a while. One is the market cap of Bitcoin versus the altcoin market cap, and then look at some other strategies, some new things that have been in the works, some really exciting stuff I have coming up. And yeah, just kind of where I'm thinking the market is at, how I am personally choosing to trade this market period, and how am thinking about it going forward. So first, let's just kind of dive in here. We're looking at the total 2 market cap versus the Bitcoin market cap. This is something that I checked on a few times here and there over the last few months. I've not really looked at it recently because there's not a whole lot to go on. Still kind of just ranging here a bit. Obviously, have had some pretty nasty downside, especially in the altcoin market. This last month here, Bitcoin has had not nearly as bad of downside. So I'm kind of looking at this as maybe the last period of the bull run still. Um, Listen, I was kind of expecting at some point for the altcoin market cap to, my theory and thesis, whatever, was that the altcoin market cap at some point would catch up to the Bitcoin market cap. And when I say altcoin, it's the total two, which is all altcoins minus Bitcoin. And that would kind of signal a bit of the end of the bull run. I'm still on that idea a bit, though altcoins are definitely looking weak right now. We can kind of look back in the past and kind of try to find places where altcoins were weak against Bitcoin and just kind of see where these were in the cycle. Now, unfortunately, we're on the monthly time frame, so we don't have a whole lot of data to go on from the past, and I'm thinking that we are somewhere around here, right? So this was back in April 21 and May 21, where the altcoin market cap had this big spike to the upside and down, and it's obviously different because we haven't had quite the same thing, but we did have a couple downside months before the last and final run. You can see in that month, Bitcoin kind of topped out and then had some downside and further upside. Now, obviously, we are just in a different market period. Things are not going to be identical. This is never going to exactly happen again. But I do think that we're experiencing some downside that might be kind of in the May and June of 21 period, right before the last push to the upside. Um, I don't know that altcoins are going to ever be quite as strong as they were in that period of the market. Obviously, this market is a much more Bitcoin focused market now, where there's a lot of countries, people of note taking interest in Bitcoin, ETFs, all of that stuff. And altcoins are just not going to ever get the same amount of attention that they did in the past. So, my theory may very well be incorrect that the altcoin market cap catches the Bitcoin market cap. However, I still do think that we are not, in my opinion, not financial advice clearly. I don't think it's quite over yet. I'm not trading like it's over. However, I am going to be using the next bounce the next month. I don't know when it will happen, but whenever the next bounce starts to happen, I'm going to be scaling into short strategies much heavier. And you can kind of see here on the Joule. So this is Joule indicator or the VMP indicator, but this is kind of the old version of the VMP on Bitcoin market cap. It still has upward momentum as long as it's above 18 or 1.8 trillion. Right now we're at 1.9 trillion, so not really in I guess it's 1.84, but still we're not. I don't see it dropping below that this month by any means. So I do think that momentum will still be up. And I haven't done a whole lot of tests with this indicator on the market cap, but it does seem to generally get the sentiment of the market correctly, and so the direction of the market. And the same thing on the altcoins. You can see here. Let me make this a little bit bigger. You can see here on the altcoins, momentum is still upward as long as it's above 1.2 trillion. However, we are a lot closer to the momentum kind of getting below that stochastic momentum pivot. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I do think that this kind of was a bit of a flush out, though. Kind of, you can see it's kind of testing some highs here, and I definitely would not want to see it close above 1 point or below 1.2 trillion. You can see there's a lot of support that should be here, and the liquidity got bought up pretty fast. When it went below that, we'll see. We'll see where it closes. All right, let's keep going before I make this video too long. I'm going to show you a couple new things I've been working on, and then we'll jump into some strategies. Um, there's been, let's see, where should I start first? Okay, I'm going to start with these indicators. So I've been working in the background really hard on creating a couple, more than a couple, a kind of a package of oscillator indicators. I'll get into the specifics of them a bit more at some point. But yeah, it's just some really cool stuff been developing in the background, as well as working on just the bumper bands, kind of what I would call the ultimate bumper bands version, which are going to be just have a lot more options, flexibility, going to be way better for users to build. So anyway, yeah, these oscillators, I'll do another video on them soon. I have actually another several oscillators besides these that I've been working on that will pair well with building strategies, whether they're bumper bands or other strategies, and just kind of give you different um, tools to work with and all that stuff. The last thing I want to look at here is this is another oscillator there I was working on. This is Bumper Band's 30-minute ultimate. I've just started doing some beta tests with it, and this strategy I just threw together real fast. So the idea of it is you can use it across multiple time frames, and it's way more flexible. I literally just threw this on a 1-hour chart, and I spent probably 10 minutes on this chart, and it's already looking just super incredible. So pretty nuts. I just have the rainbow oscillator there as a threshold, and then also the same one as a slope, and the bumper bands indicators. And the only other thing I have is some risk. I didn't even I just left it on the default, threw it on there, max stop loss 5%, and I took off Sunday. So I literally spent 10 minutes on this chart, trying a couple different things, and everything's basically default right now. I mean, if I really spent several hours or a day, which I think to build strategies, it should take at least a day or 2 days if you're trying to build a strategy that you want to trade, because you're going to really want to put it through the ringer. Man, I'm sure I could get this just a lot stronger even, but it's pretty nuts. The strategies you're going to be able to build with these new indicators. So super excited about that. Stick around, stay tuned. It's going to take a little bit. Again, I'm in the beta test, and I want to make sure anything that I release is really tested and done well. So it's going to take a little while before these come out. But do stick around and stay tuned, because I think these are going to be just the best tools I've ever built up to date. All right, let's look at some strategies real fast. I'm going to start looking at some short strategies because, again, I do think that we are starting to get to the period of the market where short strategies are going to be the way to go. And I know a lot of people do not like shorting. I personally am more of a bull than a bear. I don't prefer shorting. However, I definitely like making profits and would rather follow the direction of the market than hold on to hopium when it is obviously not supported. So this is a Solana 1-hour strategy. It's been in the Bumper Bands Discord for quite a while. You can see it's been really profitable over the last, I think I probably put it in there 3 or 4 or 5 months ago. It's been very profitable since then. So, if you're looking for some short strategies, this might be one that you look at. I would always recommend doing your own research with it and maybe even customizing it to make sure that it is up to par with what you want to trade. But yeah, just as it is, been doing fairly well. Had some sideways, and then over the last month, the month of February, been doing super great. So this is the Solana 1-hour. Let's look at the ADA 1-hour strategy. This one has been crushing the last two months, January and February. So it's not, unfortunately, one that I've been trading, though I think I considered trading it back around here somewhere because I saw it take some pretty big hits, and definitely wish I would have started trading it then. But such is trading. You're not always going to make the perfect calls, and so this is one that I'm keeping an eye on. And if we have some drawbacks in this strategy, I will probably wait till that happens to start trading it. Again, as I kind of start to position myself for the bear market. There's a 30-minute Solana strategy, also been doing super well this last month, and a hour Bitcoin. This one is not doing great this year. This month has been okay. December through the last 3 months has been, pretty profitable. But this one still, obviously, Bitcoin has not been as bearish as altcoins, so this one has been ranging sideways a bit more. So that one, I am actually trading this more as a hedge. I'll scale into it heavier as time goes on over the next couple months. This is the was it XRP? Yeah, this is XRP short strategy. This one I actually am going to start scaling into probably really in the next week. I was going to do it about a week ago, and I probably should have. But this one, I think XRP is looking pretty toppy here. It might have another big push to the upside, but you can see this has been a major drawback in the strategy. And so not a bad time to start thinking about, in my opinion, scaling in at least a little bit to a strategy. Let's look at a couple other ones. This one is a 30-minute. Oh yeah, so this one, actually, wait, where do I have the short? I don't think I have it on here. I must have gotten rid of it. Yeah, I did. There was a 30-minute Bitcoin short strategy that actually was doing super well as well, and that one is in the Discord. These are both long strategies, so let's look at 30-minute long strategies for Bitcoin. Two different versions. One is with the, what's it called? I called it the BAWP, bumper bands with percentile, or bands with percentile, basically. This strategy has actually been doing pretty well. Obviously, had some bumps in the road, but over the last few days, really, you can see just been crushing it. And so that's why I built this strategy to kind of offset the other 30-minute Bitcoin strategy, which has, I guess it's been doing decently the past few days, but this one's definitely been catching more trades than the regular bumper bands 30-minute strategy. Again, both of these are on the Discord. If you are a complete member, you have access to these indicators, the BAWP indicator, which pairs specifically with the bumper bands. And yeah, just it's been a cool one to build and watch as it's actually held up and done well. So the Bitcoin strategy is obviously kind of more sideways. You can see the month in of itself has actually been a negative month, and the year is barely positive. It's a little bit better on this secondary Bitcoin strategy. The year's a little more positive, but in general, so far this year, not a whole lot to speak of. When trading Bitcoin, it's been ranging a lot, and I mean that's kind of expected. There are plenty of periods you can see in the back tester where Bitcoin kind of chops sideways. It looks like a very similar period of the market to back here, and I was actually trading some of these 30-minute, actually this 30-minute strategy back here. And then, you have this massive run to the upside, which I don't know if we're going to get this kind of big, massive run to the upside again. I do think that Bitcoin is nearing the end of the cycle, but at some point, I do think that the trend will continue a bit more before we get some downside action, price action. So, all right, keep on moving here. I'm going to just skim through a lot of these. This is the OM 15-minute strategy. I'm bringing up now. No, this is not. Sorry, that's the next one. This is a Bitcoin 30-minute strategy. And it's been, this month, obviously not doing super great this year, not doing super great, just ranging sideways. But, Solana has taken a massive dump the last several months, and the strategy's basically held sideways. So, if you're trying to do better than buy and hold, this strategy has actually been doing well. We can even just do a quick back test over the last, what would that be, 4 months, basically 3 months. And you can see the strategy basically held sideways, where Solana has taken some much bigger crashes to the downside. So anyway, yeah, it's doing fine. I do think Sol is actually very toppy right now. It's going to probably have another, in my opinion, again, another push to the upside, and then just probably kind of become the ETH of this cycle, where it kind of, does not outperform Bitcoin and kind of becomes a laggard. All right, keep going. This is the OM strategy. This specifically, this altcoin has been doing super well, and this strategy you can see has been doing pretty well. Obviously not huge gains, but the year's up 2%. December was up 5.8%. So over the last 3 months, doing pretty well. However, there is, high periods of volatility and drawdown here. This drawdown says max drawdown is 14. That's only based on, though, the equity that was in the account at the time, compared to the initial equity in the account. So it had much higher drawdown than 14, clearly, obviously. Okay, let's look at the E 30-minute strategy. This one's actually been doing fine despite all of the kind of craziness with ETH going on. You can see ETH has actually been really not doing great over the last few months, and this strategy has been making slow and steady gains. This month is down 0.6%. 10-minute Bitcoin strategy, it's been doing fine. January was not good. February is kind of caught up, and the year is in the positive now. But I really am hesitant to be trading short-term or short time frame strategies currently. It's just not my opinion, not quite the market to be doing that. If we get another massive blow off top to the upside, this strategy will probably do really great as well as other 5 and 10-minute strategies. But it is a riskier time, so I'm not trading those as much. This is the XRP long strategy. So one thing that I will probably be doing, I'm actually already trading this long strategy. You can see this year it's barely in the positive. I'm actually still in the negative on this account because I started trading it mid-January back up here, so I'm still in the red. But I'm going to be trading both long and short strategies for a while as I kind of slowly start to scale into kind of my bear market positions. Injective 5-minute strategy doing super well, despite Injective itself not doing great. So this is one I actually have been trading, which is kind of cool to see it hold up. I don't think I'm going to be trading it much more than another month or two, though. Anyway, that's basically all I wanted to look at this time around. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys, encouraging. I know there's a lot of people out there that are hurting, especially trade. There's some strategies that if you are leveraged up on, these losses that we've experienced are definitely a little more painful. Again, it's just a reminder that if it's too much for you to handle, maybe consider trading a little bit less capital and scaling in a little bit smarter. And it's really hard to do that, especially if you're in the red. It's hard to make wise decisions. So that's why I always recommend starting very slowly. If you are just getting into this program, just start slow. Make sure you have some cushion and you can afford the hits that you take. So nothing's ever promised in this market. We just try to trade strategies that are robust and have held up in the past, and do our best to scale into them smart and trade some short strategies alongside them, so that we're not only taking the losses on when the market pulls back. We can actually take some wins when the market pulls back. But all right, if you guys have any questions, I'm hanging around the Discord. Let me know at any time. Stay tuned for all of these new releases, and yeah, I'll see you guys soon.